Hey guys and girls, thank you for being here. Hey, before we jump into today's video, I just want to tell you that the entire video is out of focus, but this is more of like a podcast style video. So for some reason, my camera was out of focus. I like the content of the video, so I don't want to re-record everything. We gave like our actual opinions on things, so I don't want to re-record everything, but I hope you don't mind. Think of it like a podcast style and enjoy. Please hit the thumbs up button on the video if you like it. Thanks, guys. So give us your opinion on the Goodwill versus eBay battle to the death.
No. To the end of time. No.
Who's gonna win the fight? What's up, guys and girls? Welcome to another video. I'm Ralli Roots.
I'm Ralli Roots, and together we are Ralli Roots. I didn't take my eyes off the camera.
Nice. Welcome to the channel. We are full-time online resellers. We buy stuff and then we flip that stuff for profit online on websites like eBay, Amazon, whatnot, places where we can get profit for the items that we find. A lot of the stuff we find comes from thrift stores like Goodwill, and then we take those items and we flip it on websites like eBay, which brings us to the big news in reselling this week. Goodwill has started a competing reseller website to take business away from eBay. I mean, it is a direct competitor with eBay,
right,
which is the reason for the title of today's video.
So it's a new reselling platform for resellers to sell their items and for buyers to purchase those items, just like every other reselling platform, app, website.
We're going to do a deep dive into the platform and our thoughts on the platform in a minute, but before we get into that, just a quick mention. This coming October 10th through the 13th, so 3 days, we are going to be in Las Vegas speaking at an event hosted by Katie and Vicky. They are amazing people. We went to this event last year. It is, in my opinion, it is by far the best in-person reseller event that we've ever been to, and we've been to a bunch of them. The event is called the Boss Reseller Remix, and I'll put a link in the description of today's video. I think it's like $300 and something, just over $300 for 3 days of training and fun. Emphasis on fun, really, because it's more about networking and meeting each other and making those relationships. It's not just like a boring go there and learn type event, although there is a lot of learning.
It's not a boring seminar as you would imagine a seminar to be, right? For like any type of industry.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun and exciting and interactive. Later in the evening, we go out on the town and we spend time together, and you actually get to bond with other people. It's amazing what you can learn just sitting down and listening to someone speak, but what you can learn from other people that you get to know is invaluable. It could potentially be life-changing for a select few people, and depending on what you choose to do with the information that you learn and how you want to piece everything together when you sit down and learn or whenever you meet other people, it's amazing. I mean, people did really well.
I just want to say really quick, Katie and Vicky didn't pay us anything to say that. We're not making money off of any of these tickets. We're purely saying it because we believe in the event and it's a fun time. So anyway, if you want to come to that,
we're not sponsored by that.
They're not sponsoring us. If you want to come to that event, please join us there. Again, it's October 10th through the 13th. We'd love to see you there. All right, let's get into today's video. Actually, by the way, before we jump into today's video, this is also not sponsored by eBay or Goodwill. So this is an unbiased review of these different platforms, which kind of opens us up to be able to give you our true thoughts, right?
We have not been sponsored by eBay in the past.
Or
We've
Goodwill.
gone to eBay events, but we haven't, or Goodwill ever. But we have not taken money from eBay to make a I'm Pro eBay video because we didn't feel that that was the right thing for us to do if we wanted to be unbiased and honest. So we haven't taken money from eBay to make a video about eBay. We make our own opinionated videos.
So these are our opinions, but that being said, we would love to hear from you and give us your opinions in the comments of today's video. So anything you want to tell us about today's topic, please feel free to put it in the comments. We'll read all of them and hopefully try to respond to everything.
Yeah, and remember, guys, keep your minds open because whenever something is new, it's scary. And the first thing people do whenever something is new and it's scary, you backlash towards it, right? Like you hate it, it's awful. So we might have very, very varying opinions, right? Like, it could be all over the place, but just remember to keep your mind open to other people's opinions as well, based off of what they said. And then, of course, always do your own research, have your own experiences, listen to multiple people's experiences, because, again, when something is new, it's scary, and everyone attacks it, and you typically only hear negative stuff. So just
stay positive.
Stay positive, yeah, for anything in general. But this is what we're going to talk about today.
Let's jump into it. So first of all, let's talk about the platform. So Goodwill's created this platform for resellers. It's called Worn Not Wasted. They have not branded it Goodwill. They still have their shopgoodwill.com store. I think it's shopgoodwill.com. So that's their e-commerce platform. They also now have this Worn Not Wasted platform, which, looking at the advertising, it is marketed towards resellers, and in particular, vintage clothing and jewelry resellers. That's what I've seen so far. I'm sure they'll expand out of there at some point, but you can actually see the similarities between Shop Goodwill and Worn Not Wasted. They basically, to me, it looks like they were using the same e-commerce platform, and they've just kind of changed some of the graphics and rebranded as Worn Not Wasted. But there's no Goodwill branding on Worn Not Wasted. In fact, in a lot of their marketing, they're not even mentioning Goodwill. They're mentioning general reselling. So they have a reseller guide, which I'll get into in a second. They have like a full reseller guide that they came out with. And in that reseller guide, it's not just shop at Goodwill, find things, and list your Goodwill finds on Worn Not Wasted. They say sourcing techniques, thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, online arbitrage, retail arbitrage. They even mention like TJ Maxx and Ross and stuff like that. So Goodwill is not only after, which is interesting, they're not only after Goodwill products, they want all reseller products, which is what really makes it a competing platform with eBay, because eBay is a general marketplace for all goods. Worn Not Wasted is going to be a general marketplace for apparel, because it's Worn Not Wasted, so mainly focused on apparel. So going after those eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Grailed, those type sellers. So let's talk about the fees first of all. So eBay fees are
10%.
Correct, 10%.
And now promoted.
Yeah,
there's all that stuff now going on, right?
Which for us, about half of our items sell for an additional 5 to 8% promoted listing fee. So that does add up. That's a good point.
It does add up a lot, actually.
And then on top of that, you also have your store fees. So you have a monthly store fee. If you have an eBay store, you have a monthly store fee. You have your 10% commission fee when your items sell. And then on top of that, for us, we have a lot of promoted listing fees as well, because eBay's made it so that we have to promote our items to get them to sell at the same rate that they were selling without promoted listings.
Yes.
So now, this Worn Not Wasted website that Goodwill has started, their fees are completely different. They have like a basic starter store type fee, which is 10% on commissions, unlimited listings. Okay. Then they have another tier, which is $50 a month, unlimited listings, no commission fees. Basically it works out to, if you sell $500 or more a month, it would make a lot more sense to do that. Yeah. Because you're not paying that extra 10% commission fee.
It makes more sense in your pocket.
Exactly. And then I think they have a third tier that's $75 a month, which allows you to run sales and do some sort of promotion. I don't know too much about the promotion side of things on Worn Not Wasted, but those are the levels. Free, 10% commission, $50, no commission, $75, no commission, with a few extra perks.
Can I share how I feel about that?
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like store option number 2, $50 a month, unlimited listings, no commission fee, is a very competitive way to pull people off of other platforms and onto their platform.
I think it's pretty smart.
It's very smart, right? Super clever. Do I think it's going to stay that way, if you're wondering? No. But do I think that it's a great way to get people to sell on their platform? I think it's genius.
Yeah.
So that's smart.
So let's back up a little bit, because we're kind of talking like the data of this new website. Let's back up just a little bit. When Goodwill announced that they were doing a reseller platform like eBay, what were your first initial thoughts? What was like your gut reaction?
My gut reaction was, Goodwill is greedy, they're disgusting, they're taking money out of resellers' mouths, and they're just hurting everyone. That was my initial gut reaction, because every time we go into the store, there's less and less and less stuff. They're pulling items that are donated and selling them on their own platform for max amount of dollar. And I feel like Goodwill shows themselves as this wonderful company that helps everybody out, and they give so much back to the community,
and
right?
They do some of that. That's
right.
Not, yeah.
But I think that they mislead people to believe they're doing more than they're actually doing. I think it's just good marketing on their part, and I think a lot of companies do it. So I'm not hating specifically on Goodwill, but I do think a lot of people will donate to Goodwill specifically thinking they have
charity,
a very goodwill for the people, and that it's a charity, but it doesn't feel like it's a charity when I go inside, and I feel like they're getting greedy, and it makes me uncomfortable. Because I don't know enough facts, you know?
And I agree, that was actually my first initial gut reaction as well. But then I started thinking, okay, this isn't changing, right? Goodwill is already, we know for a fact Goodwill is hand-picking items out. The more high-value items, they're picking those items out and sending it to their e-commerce division, and that goes on Shop Goodwill, or it goes on eBay, it goes wherever. So they are already doing that. We know that. That isn't stopping.
Right. That's not stopping, and it won't.
It won't stop. So what I'm glad about, thinking about it a little bit more, is as a reseller who goes to Goodwill to get stuff to resell, I'm glad that they're embracing resellers.
At this point,
because instead of bringing everything in-house and hiring people just to pick through all the valuable stuff, they know that people are finding stuff to flip online. So instead of going, we hate resellers, they're actually going, we like resellers. We know that resellers are a big part of our business. Why not benefit off the back of resellers instead of this stuff going on eBay, which is already happening? They're like, why don't we embrace them, give them a platform to sell in at a cheaper rate? I think it's a really, really smart move on Goodwill's part to do that, because they know, 40-50% of their revenue comes from resellers going into their stores.
Right, and let's be real. People are very unhappy with their number one competitor for reselling used items, which is eBay.
Yeah.
People are very unhappy with eBay. Sellers have been demanding and requesting for years and years and years a lot of changes, demanding these changes. Bad customer service, So eBay right now for resellers isn't like number one. People aren't super happy with eBay.
Yeah.
People are really disappointed with a lot of aspects, but they get a lot of traffic, so you sell on eBay because it's there. So I think it's very clever that they said, we'll make a competing platform and maybe we can treat our sellers better, which I'm hoping they do.
And if anything comes from this, I hope that eBay sees enough competition to go, okay, maybe we should lower our fees a little bit, or maybe we should adopt that sort of same platform model where there's a monthly fee and you don't have to pay those outrageous commission fees as well. So do we like that a not-for-profit is going into a highly profitable business, e-commerce sales with their own platform? Knowing Goodwill, not necessarily. I don't really think it's a great thing, but hopefully the money they're making off the backs of resellers will go into legitimate programs. So maybe they'll get this influx of cash and it won't go into pockets, it'll go into projects.
Right, because right now, eBay, it just goes into pockets, right?
Yeah, it's a for-profit company.
Yeah, and they said to all of their investors, or all of like the big wigs, right? They had that conversation. It was like, how does eBay make more money?
Yeah.
We make the sellers pay more. That's literally what they said. Not looking out for us at all when they said that. It's quoted somewhere that they were like, we will charge the sellers more.
Right.
And people were really mad. Remember that?
Yeah.
There was a lot of anger. So this could be a good thing.
Could be.
eBay having a competitor could make eBay better.
Yeah. Now that being said, there's been a lot of other platforms that have popped up to compete with eBay. Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Grail. There's a lot of these apparel-focused platforms, and to be fair, none of them have really come anywhere close to eBay's level of sales. The platforms themselves, I think, are better, more user-friendly, easier for resellers to use. But as far as actual money in your pocket or revenue through the website, eBay is still king as far as it comes to those like yard sale type items. Amazon obviously is number one, but I think eBay is number two and then Walmart. It's something like that. But either way, used goods, let's call it used goods, apparel, whatever you want to call it.
Stick with used.
eBay is still king. And I don't think they're going to lose that crown to Worn Not Wasted, but who knows, maybe it will become, listen, if it becomes enough to disrupt what eBay is doing, and like I said, maybe they drop some of their fees or change things or update their platforms to compete, great. I hope that happens. Yeah.
Yes, but definitely read up on it. Do your research, look at all the fees. Don't just start hating yet, because I think this could make eBay better. I really do.
could.
Yeah. And I hope it does.
Right.
Right? I have hopes that it will.
Now, here's something that I don't like about what Goodwill is doing.
Yeah.
One, I don't think they should hide behind the platform. I think that they should, be upfront that it is Goodwill that's running this platform.
It's
so people know.
suspicious.
It's a little bit, don't be suspicious.
Yeah.
It's a little bit suspicious.
Yeah, it's dodgy. It's definitely dodgy,
Yeah.
as our Australian friends would say.
Number two, we don't know what sort of a budget is being allocated to marketing of this new platform. Where is that money coming from? If this is a not-for-profit, that money should be going to programs, in my opinion, not marketing. Now, that being said, they are kind of heavy right now on, they want people to post about it to social media. Good or bad press, like doing stuff like this obviously helps get that website, whether we like it or not, it puts them in the forefront of what's going on. So that gets them free press. But there's got to be some sort of an advertising budget that they've allocated to that. Where is that money coming from? Is it, when we're rounding up at Goodwill, is that money now going to marketing this More Not Wasted
Right.
website?
And I don't think that money is at all.
No, it's not.
We know
But
that
who
money,
knows?
they say when you round up, they say, what is it, 90% of that goes to the programs, or 100%. Someone actually told us the numbers, right? So I don't think it's that money, but I think that Goodwill, they're increasing their prices, right? And they have been steadily increasing them for the last couple of years. And it's like, they make you think that this money is helping people. And they have all these volunteers at Goodwill. Maybe you should pay your volunteers, right?
Pay more.
And pay your people more and take that money and actually use it for good, but maybe saving that money, using it for a platform, and then doubling that money and then using it for good is their intention.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do I think it is? Personally, no, because they're a corporation in my mind. But could they? 100% they could, and I hope they do.
And again, Goodwill does a lot of good. Don't get us wrong. We've met and we've seen a lot of good that comes out of especially certain regional Goodwills do a great job at giving back to the community. So that's not what we're saying.
Right.
We're not saying they're an evil organization. One main thing that I don't like is there was a recent job posting that was put out by War Not Wasted looking for I believe it was like a vintage picker or teacher. But anyway, they're listing expert. It was
they
an
used
expert.
the word expert,
Okay, yes.
which kind of turned me off.
Yeah. So, and the pay was $15 an hour and required 5 years of knowledge and experience in the field. So here's the thing. If you have 5 years of good vintage knowledge, you should not be working for $15 an hour in that field. You should be reselling. You should be using your knowledge to find stuff, to make relationships, to pick products, to resell those products and make way more than $15 an hour. So I think that's a little bit of a slap in the face to the vintage community. If you're a very knowledgeable vintage person and you take a $15 an hour job teaching Goodwill how to find those vintage items so that they can then sell those items online, it's a bit of a cop-out in my opinion. And I don't know. I don't think they're going to fill that position.
No, I think that position's a joke. $15 an hour for 5 years of experience.
Yeah.
You're at about 5 years of experience, and someone was like, "I'll give you $15 an hour to work for me." You would be offended, right? It's offensive.
Yeah,
it's offensive.
A little bit.
I'm sorry, but that's rude.
Yeah. So I think they're going to have to. But again, maybe that goes back to they're operating on a slim budget, maybe, which is good because most of the money's going back into good programs. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so new right now that we don't really know where it's going to go. Even the platform itself, if you go and look at the categories, there's not that much stuff even listed in the categories yet. There's a few bigger sellers that have started cross-posting and listing stuff into the War Not Wasted website. But so far, it's not like a very big, robust website full of products. So we'll see where that goes.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
We have no idea where it'll go, and we have no idea who's going to compete with eBay next, and is it going to make changes in eBay for the better for their sellers and even a buyer experience, right? We don't know what's going to happen. I thought Facebook was going to be a competitor for eBay, and they still aren't. I really thought they were going to, So I thought that was going to happen, and it didn't happen. So there you go. That's what I know. Surprise.
But going back really quick to Goodwill or War Not Wasted, I'm just going to call it Goodwill, being focused on recruiting resellers. If you go to their website, War Not Wasted, there's a banner at the top that says resellers click here for, I think it's like a unofficial official reseller training handbook. And if you click on that, they have this very nicely designed, I think it's like a 25 or 26 page handbook. And to be fair, whether
It's
it's
cute.
whether it's for Worn Not Wasted or just reselling in general, it's actually a pretty decent handbook. It takes you through like different keyword terms and how to list your items the right way and how to source stuff. I think it's a pretty decent little. They obviously had a reseller put that together for them. You can tell it was written by an online reseller, which is pretty cool. But I do encourage you to go like check that out, because there were some funny things in there for me. There was one part that was like, hey, make your backgrounds your own to make it stand out. And then later on in the guide, it said, make sure your backgrounds are light colored or slightly off light colored, not a crazy background. So they kind of contradicted themselves. But anyway, it's a pretty cool little resource. And then the other thing that I noticed is that Goodwill is hosting in-person seminars training resellers. So Goodwill stores. Can
we go to one?
I would love to go to one and
my
see
gosh.
what it's about. Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to one.
But we have to be not suspicious. Like, we gotta.
Well, people might know us there.
People might know us. We
for
need to like
resellers.
wear
Cover,
fake
undercover.
noses. We need to go undercover. I need to wear a
Undercover
wig.
Goodwill. But again, it goes back to, I think Goodwill has now fully embraced reselling, which I think is a good thing. Obviously, it's going to bring reselling really to the forefront, and it's already very competitive at Goodwill's. We don't source great stuff from Goodwill's anymore because there's a lot of competition in there, and they're competing with resellers by pulling stuff out of the stores to sell online. But it's cool to see them embracing. Like, there's been other thrift stores. There was a story recently about a thrift store, I think it was in Canada, where they were only allowing resellers to buy 2 items at a time. If they thought you were a reseller, you could only buy 2 items at a time. So there's a lot of thrift stores that are like against reselling, no reselling. But Goodwill has obviously looked at the numbers and gone, this is a very big portion of our business. Let's cater to resellers, which is cool. It's cool to see. So again, I think what I'll do is I'll leave links to wornnotwasted.com in the description of this video. Again, not sponsored at all. We don't know if this is going to be a good platform. We don't know if it's going to be a bad platform.
Yeah.
All we wanted to do was get your opinion, put our opinion out there. I have mixed feelings. We don't necessarily like Goodwill that much as far as giving back to the community in the right way. Again, some do a good job, some don't do a good job.
Because it's regional.
It's regional.
They're all regional.
But overall, we know there's people making a lot of money working at Goodwill, and there's people being taken advantage of working at Goodwill. Not all Goodwills, but a lot of them do operate that way.
Every region is different.
Yeah, so do we have faith they're going to run a good, legitimate e-commerce platform for resellers?
I don't know, 50-50 from me.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
But do we like that there's more competition for eBay?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my number one thing that I like.
Yeah.
I just don't like knowing that the CEOs are just filling their coffers whenever people are
Right.
volunteering.
Yeah.
They're asking for volunteers, but they could clearly pay them because people at the top are making so much. I just don't think it's right because people don't realize that when they donate to Goodwill. I think they should be honest.
True.
I think there's dishonesty happening here. If they were honest, I'd feel differently.
So give us your opinion on the Goodwill versus eBay battle to the death.
To the end of time. No.
Who's gonna win the fight? Let us know your opinion in the video comments, and I guess we'll see you on the next one. Love you guys so much. We will not be
Thanks for
selling, by
watching.
the way, I just want to say we will still only be selling on eBay and other platforms like Whatnot. We're not going to go list anything yet, unless we do it as like a test to see how it goes.
It would be a good
Like an
experiment.
experiment for you guys. But we're not changing our business model to go list on We're Not Wasted just yet. We'll see how it goes. But
Yeah, we'll give it some time.
Yeah.
And we are very busy right now.
True.
We have a lot going on, so maybe we can squeeze some experiments in there. But people do ask us all the time, right? Like if you're watching this and you're like, why don't you sell on Etsy and Poshmark and Depop and Mercari? It's because, well, no, we sell on Mercari, sorry. Sometimes,
like
yeah, a little bit.
One thing a month.
Yeah, like a little bit, right? And a lot of people who cross-post do really well.
Yeah.
It just depends on the stuff you have, right? And so we have different stuff, but it's because we're very busy. We have like YouTube and Instagram and mentor students. Like there's a lot going on,
Trying to
and
build a
like
house.
I'm trying to build a house and wholesale, and then we still want to have like our lives and fun and not have too much. So that is the main reason
Balance.
why. It's definitely like a work-life balance there.
Yeah.
That's the main reason why we aren't selling on those other platforms, if you were wondering, is because we only have so much time, and we're limited, and
Just people.
we've hit our max, and we're happy where we are, so we're good.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with selling on all those platforms, and probably if we didn't do YouTube, we would have way more time to sell on other
Yeah.
platforms and Instagram and mentor students. But we have to dedicate a certain amount of time to certain things, and we just don't have time for those things. But we are pro those other platforms, of course.
And reselling, the reselling landscape is constantly changing. And if you're not staying on top of things, and one of the ways you stay on top of things is by watching videos like this and going and doing your own research. Maybe someone will see a huge opportunity in this Worn Not Wasted website, and they'll go and dominate that website and make a lot of money doing it that way. So,
I think that can definitely happen for quite a few people.
Yeah. Again, give us your thoughts and opinions in the comment section, and hopefully we'll see some of your beautiful faces in Las Vegas, October 10th to the 13th at the Boss Reseller Remix. There's a link for that in the description of today's video as well.
All I want to say is if you want to party with us, come to Vegas.
I partied a little too hard last time, so if you want to see that.
And if you don't want to party with us, you can still come and hang out at the casino.
That's true, but it is Vegas.
By yourself at the slots.
Probably come party. All right, guys and girls.
Or just party with us.
I'm Ryan Roots.
I'm Ralli Roots.
And together we are Ralli Roots.
Ralli Roots.
Peace. Later.
Got it.
Bye.
Bye.